did you understand what was just read?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So you understood that count 1, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older, victim A, is a felony, life or any term of years, mandatory minimum of 25 years, and lifetime electronic monitoring, mandatory AIDS, STD testing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you understand count 2, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older, victim B, is a felony, life or any term of years, mandatory minimum of 25 years, and lifetime electronic monitoring, mandatory AIDS, STD testing.
Yes, Your Honor.
And count 5, you understand criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim C, is a felony, life, mandatory, lifetime electronic monitoring, mandatory AIDS, STD testing, DNA to be taken upon arrest. Was DNA taken already, sir?
From mouth swabs.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And the court may impose a consecutive sentence per the statute. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you understand count 8, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim D, is a felony, life, mandatory lifetime electronic monitoring, mandatory AIDS, STD testing, DNA to be taken upon arrest. The court may impose a consecutive sentence per the statute. You understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
And count 10, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim E, is a felony, life, mandatory lifetime electronic monitoring, mandatory AIDS, STD testing, DNA to be taken upon arrest, and the court may impose a consecutive sentence per the statute. You understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Count 18, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim G. You understand that's a felony, life, mandatory, lifetime electronic monitoring, mandatory AIDS, STD testing, DNA to be taken upon arrest. The court may impose a consecutive sentence per the statute. You understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finally, count 24, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13. That's a felony. That's victim ZA. Life or any term of years, mandatory AIDS, STD testing. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Do you have the advice of rights form?
I do, Your Honor.
You may approach. Thank you. Sir, I have the advice of rights form. It looks like you signed it today. Did you read it before you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you had any questions, were your attorneys able to answer those questions in regard to your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about your rights of this court?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, are you ready to plead at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to count 1, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older, victim A. How do you plead?
Guilty as stated, Your Honor.
Count 2, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older, victim B. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Count 5, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim C. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Count 8, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim D. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Count 10, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim E. How do you plead?
Guilty.
18, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, relationship, victim G. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Count 24, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, victim ZA. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Sir, do you understand that by pleading, you're giving up your automatic right of appeal? If you choose to appeal, it would be by application of leave to appeal, meaning you'd first have to ask permission of the Court of Appeals to appeal. They will look at the issues that you present. If they think that your issues are important, they'll grant you your request. If they decide your issues are not important, they will deny your request for appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by pleading, you are also giving up any claim the plea was the result of promises or threats not disclosed to me here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone force, threaten, or coerce you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Other than the very extensive agreement that was placed on the record, did anyone force, threaten, or coerce you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Did anyone promise you anything other than this agreement to plead?
No, Your Honor.
And sir, do you understand that you're also giving up any claim it was not your own choice to plead guilty?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
I know you're a little nervous. So, right now, unless you tell me otherwise, you're giving up any claim it was not your own choice to plead guilty.
Yes, that's correct.
So no one forced, threatened, or coerced you to plead?
Yes, that's correct.
You're doing this of your own accord?
Yes, that's correct.
Sir, have you taken any medication yesterday or today?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And you're feeling okay today, other than a little nervous?
Under the circumstances, yes.
All right, thank you. Now, sir, do you understand that there's this recommendation as to how I should sentence?
Do you mean?
I do not have to do that. If there's in regard to the minimum sentence and the consecutive sentence, I can concurrent sentence, I can go above the minimum that's recommended. They've done what we call a Killebrew. However, if I go beyond that, if I go higher, I will allow you to withdraw your plea, and this would again go to the pretrial stage. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is not often that I do that, but once in a while, after I hear from the victims, after I've read the pre-sentence investigation report, I think I ought to go and do something different, higher. I have that right to do that. But because you have pled based on this agreement that you all have made, which I'm not part of, I allow you to withdraw the plea. Do you understand that?
I believe so, Your Honor. Yes.
All right. So I just need to inform you of that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Other than the plea agreement, has anyone told you what I will do at sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't know. I've not made any agreements with anybody. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's why you don't know. So that's a good thing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, I may have some questions, but at this time, I'm going to allow your attorneys to inquire of you in regard to the counts that you've pled to, okay?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Now, I need you to keep your voice up. You can move the microphone closer, or you can just step closer to the podium a little bit.
Okay.
All right? We need to get a good record of this. That record is for you, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's much better.
Okay.
Over a little to the side.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, with respect to count 1, victim A, between August 1st, 2012 and October 1st, 2012, did you sexually penetrate victim A by putting your finger into her vagina?
Yes.
And at that time, was victim A under the age of 13?
Yes. Okay.
With respect to count 2, victim B, Do you agree that between March 2011 and May 2011, that you sexually penetrated victim B by putting your finger into her vagina?
Yes.
And at that time, was victim B under the age of 13?
Yes.
With respect to count 5, victim C, do you agree that between February 1st, 2000 and April 30th of 2000, that you sexually penetrated victim C by putting your finger into her vagina?
Yes.
At that time, was victim C between the age of 15 and 13?
Yes.
And do you acknowledge that as her doctor, you were in a position of authority over her and used your position of authority to constructively coerce her to submit to penetration?
Yes.
With respect to count 8, victim D, do you agree that between May 9th, 2014 and May 8th, 2015, you sexually penetrated victim D by putting your finger into her vagina?
Yes.
At that time, was victim D between the age of 13 and 15?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that as her doctor, you were in a position of authority over victim D and you used your position of authority to constructively coerce victim D to submit to the penetration?
Yes.
With respect to count 10, victim E, do you agree that between the dates of April 28th, 2012 and April 27th, 2015, that you sexually penetrated victim E by putting your finger into her vagina?
Yes.
Do you agree that victim E was between the age of 13 and 15 at that time?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that as your doctor, you were in a position of authority over victim E and used your position of authority to constructively coerce victim E to submit to the penetration?
Yes.
With respect to count 18, victim G, do you agree that between the dates of April 26th, 2008 and April 25th, 2011, that you sexually penetrated victim D by putting your finger into her vagina?
Yes.
At that time, was victim G between the age of 13 and 15?
Yes.
And do you acknowledge that as her doctor, you were in a position of authority over victim G and that you used that position of authority to constructively coerce victim G to submit to the penetration?
Yes.
With respect to count 24, victim ZA, do you agree that between the dates of July 1st, 1998 and January 18th, 2005, that you sexually penetrated victim ZA by putting your finger into her vagina?
Yes.
Do you agree that victim ZA at that time was under the age of 13?
Yes.
Do you understand that in the plea agreement and what we've put before this court today, you are waiving any defenses that your actions were for a legitimate medical purpose?
Yes.
And you have initialed each page of this plea agreement, is that correct?
Yes.
And you have signed your signature to the back of it.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for myself or Mr. Newberg before the court goes forward in accepting your plea?
I have no further questions.
Sir, in fact, what you did in touching these victims in all of these counts was ungloved. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it was not for any medical purpose. Is that correct?
Correct.
It was for your own purpose. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in fact, it was against medical protocol. Is that correct?
Yes.
On behalf of the people, any additional questions?
No, thank you. We are satisfied, Your Honor.
Any additional questions?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Are counsel aware of promises, threats, or inducements other than those already placed on the record?
People are not, Your Honor.
There are none, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And sir, I have one last question, and that is, these victims were all too young to consent, correct? And you knew that, both of those.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a yes to both questions?
Yes.
And you understood both questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the court comply with the court rule?
It has. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
I find defendant's plea has been freely, voluntarily, and understandingly made without undue influence, threats, or promises of leniency. I also find there are sufficient grounds to accept defendant's plea. Therefore, counts 1, 2, 5, 8, 10, 18, and 24 will enter. Counts 3, 4, 6, 7, 20, 22, 25, 26, 9, 11, 19, 21, 23 are hereby dismissed. Counts 12 through 17 were dismissed by the prosecution at the preliminary examination, so those technically don't need to be addressed. Further, the Michigan Department of Attorney General will be held to their agreement placed in Addendum A and their further agreement not to prosecute defendant for his possession of 4 images of sexually abusive material against children recovered from defendant's electronic devices during recent forensic examinations, which are not part of the pending federal case. Sentencing will be January 12th at 9 a.m. This will be all day. Victims will be allowed to speak, and if we do not finish on the 12th, we will continue on Tuesday the 19th. January 12th is a Friday. The 16th is a Tuesday because the 15th is a Monday. It's a holiday. And we'll continue until all victims have had an opportunity. You may speak verbally at the podium. You may present written statements that the Attorney General or I may read. You just indicate what you want done. You may do it also by video that we can play. Or if you are off-site, you can make arrangements. We do have the electronic equipment. If you do not wish to be in this courtroom, we do have a room down the hall that you can watch from for privacy reasons. I do know that some victims do not wish to be here, but they want to watch. We're trying to accommodate everybody's needs. You just need to let the victim advocates know, and we will try to accommodate what the needs are. If you wish to state your name, you may. If you do not wish to state your name, you can use an initial and give me your name, and I'll put it in my file so we know who you are for later purposes. Just talk to the victim advocate, and we will try to accommodate you.
Your Honor, while I know this is an unusual request, may Dr. Nassar please make a statement at this time?
Yes, Dr. Nassar may make a statement, and the follow-up to that is that if there is a victim, any victim who wishes to make a statement now, who is not available at the time of sentencing, I will also allow that today. We do have the time this morning. I don't know if any victim is ready to speak today, but certainly we do have time this morning. So please let us know. Dr. Nassar or Mr. Nassar, it's more appropriate. What would you like us to know?
I think this is important, that what I've done today to help move a community forward and away from the hurting and let the healing start. That's a couple of things that I could do to stop the hurting is this, and I think that's important for all those involved, and that I'm so horribly sorry that this was like a match to turn into a forest fire out of control. And I pray the rosary every day for forgiveness for I want them to heal. I want this community to heal. I have no animosity towards anyone. I just want healing. It's time. So, I guess that's the biggest thing is we need to move forward in a sense of growth and healing. and I pray that.
I appreciate that you recognize that. I think that what you'll hear from the victims, although I don't know, I don't speak for them, they have voices. I think it may take some of them years to find those voices, although the showing here today, I'm very proud of them for being here, for finding those voices. That tells me they're finding the strength to come here today to show you that they're not victims anymore. You used your position of trust. You used that position of trust that you had in the most vile way to abuse children. I agree that now is a time of healing, but it may take them a lifetime of healing while you spend your lifetime behind bars, thinking about what you did in taking away their childhood, which you were trained as a healer, and what you did is harm them. You violated the oath that you took, which is to do no harm, and you harmed them selfishly. I'm not going to speak for them. They're going to have that opportunity at sentencing, and that will strengthen and heal them. I agree, and I'm glad you recognize that, but it does fall very short. But they are strong in numbers, and I'm proud of them. They are superheroes for all of America because this is an epidemic. That's all for the record. I will see you January 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, yes.
In light of your,
Let's go back on the record.
in light
Yes.
of your acknowledgement that there may be victims, may I inquire if there are any currently who are not?
Oh, I'm so sorry because I did allow them, yes. I got wrapped up in all that, so let me just say, are there any victims who wish to talk today? I don't see any hands up. All right, let me just also say that the media is all hooked up here, and I know the media wishes to talk with counsel and perhaps some victims, if there are some victims who wish to address the media. Rather than going out in the hall, we do have security here. I'm going to ask the media to stay here. If counsel wishes to talk to the media, please come forward, talk to the media. Victims, if you wish to make a statement to the media, please also come forward. I know the media wants to talk to you. They've got their cameras here. They've got their notepads. Please come forward. Don't make them go out in the hallway. Stay here. They want to talk to you. Get your stories out. It's safer here than everybody roaming around the hallway. We've got security here. All right? Anything else, counsel?
There is, Judge, I'll defer to Ms. Liddell with regard to the gag orders that are in place.
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, there was a motion.
that is correct, Your Honor. Just one additional issue as it pertains to the gag order. The people at this time are requesting this court to lift both gag orders, the one being the order limiting public disclosure and the order limiting public disclosure for covered individuals.
Yes. Any objection?
No, Your Honor, we would stipulate to that request.
And we have
And-
presented orders to the court, Your Honor.
The court has reviewed those orders. They are appropriate at this time, given that Mr. Nassar has pled. The court has signed them, and they'll be entered with the clerk in a moment. So the gag orders are lifted, and you are all free to speak. There's no reason for them anymore. They're moot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's all for the record.